Hi guys, it's Carissa. I just want to make a quick video for you, just kind of as a heart-to-heart with any girls who are suffering infertility issues and who have super fertile friends and family. I myself have just come back from a baby shower, and it is my third one this year, and I have really strong feelings about going to a baby shower, especially during this process when so much of my life is spent in and out of doctor's offices, taking medications and following schedules to try and make something happen that for other people, sometimes it's just like, oops, I'm pregnant. So that can be very difficult. And all three of the showers I was invited to so far this year, I've attended. Even though I told myself for every single one of them, it's okay. You don't have to go. But I have a feeling that there are people out there who do have to go or who feel they have to go. And I just wanted to send a message to you. Since I don't know who you are or where you are, but if you're suffering this, I don't care if it's happening today in real time or if you see this video a year from now, I want you to know that it's okay for it to hurt. And it's okay to feel the way you feel. And other people may tell you to just suck it up and go. Other people might tell you it's okay, you don't have to. When it comes down to it, it's what you feel is best that matters. And I'm not one of those people who feels like, oh, do it for the good karma. In fact, I really hate when people talk a lot about karma. Have you ever noticed the people who do that are usually jerks? They're usually people with what would be terrible karma themselves. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. But I'm not saying to do it for that reason. I'm telling you that if you choose to go, you need to make sure that it's something that you feel you can do without completely putting yourself out emotionally. Because if you are going through fertility treatments right now, or if you're trying to conceive naturally, either way, your body needs to be relaxed and it needs to be stress-free. And that's pretty much impossible. So let me tell you, every little bit of every little thing you can do for yourself to make yourself feel better and to lower and reduce your stress, it's so worth it. Now, to me, as much as I'd like to just put the invitation out of sight and act like I never knew about it, I know that I would feel worse. And ultimately, emotionally, it would bother me more to not be there. Even though going isn't that simple. And people who are like, oh, just go, it's just a couple hours, you'll be fine. They don't consider what it's like to get that envelope when you just know what it is. And what it's like to have to look at a registry and pick out a gift. Which, if you're smart, you would just buy a gift card, because looking at a registry can be so awful. Just walking through those stores can be really hard. But you also have to pick out a card. And you have to buy wrapping paper or gift bags. You have to get dressed and go, which sometimes that's the hardest part, is just physically getting there. You have to play the games. You have to talk to people. You have to potentially see other pregnant women there. And it's something that should be done with grace. If you're going to go and you're going to be bitter and you're going to come across as jealous and negative, that's not the way to do it. And I'm not saying that you would, but it's easy to get to that place, even if it's unexpected. I unfortunately admit that one of the showers I went to this year, I was just a shell of a human being while I was there, and I was such a brat. And I didn't really talk to anybody. I shouldn't have even been there, because I just had this negative aura around me. I just had this awful vibe, and I think people could tell. Luckily, I barely knew anyone there, so they must have just thought I was the weird bitch that showed up. But I will tell you, up until the moment I walked in there, I thought I was going to be fine. So it's a choice in a way. But when it comes down to it, if there's a gamble on your part that you may not be able to do it, don't put yourself through it. It's only going to put you farther along in this process. It's going to set you back. It's going to put you in a horrible place. It's not worth it. Now, the first shower invitation I got this year arrived on the day that I got my period after my first insemination. So, needless to say, I was devastated. Although my expectations were that that would happen. I do that with a lot of things. I like to kind of expect the worst so that I'm pleasantly surprised if things go better than expected. That's pretty negative, I guess, but I just don't like to set myself up for disappointment. And when that happened, there's nothing that can prepare you for how you're going to feel. So it was a hard day to get that invitation. But it's not worth focusing the negative energy on people. And trust me, I know people with bad marriages who are like, oh, we're going to have another baby. Or people who didn't even want kids. People who aren't in committed relationships, who are fighting with their boyfriend and they're leaving them every other day. This happens. People like that get pregnant. It happens. And so I cuddle up at night next to my husband, who I love more than anything in the world. We have an amazing relationship. And I say to myself, I do have something that those people don't have, and I can't compare myself to them. Because when it comes down to it, they might want to trade places with me at any second to have what I have. So it's not worth comparing. It's not worth feeling angry. Even though, trust me, I could probably say something snarky about everybody who's ever been pregnant. If I get a People magazine and some celebrity's pregnant, I just want to tear it up. But what is that doing? Nothing. It's just making me a more hostile person. It's keeping me from being where I need to be. Because stress matters so much. Stress is such an ugly thing. So if you can put the heartache aside to go, I'm really proud of you. I really am. And if you're not in a place where you feel like you can do that, that's okay. I want you to know that no one's going to judge you or hate you for doing what's best for you. And like I said, even if you think you can do it, there's a chance that you might not be strong enough. Don't hate yourself for that. Don't feel negative and feel hatred towards yourself for not being able to just suck it up and go. Because it's not that easy, and I know it's not. As well as things went today, I am expecting another shower invitation any day now. So it's just going to keep happening. You can't stop it. Just choose to do what makes you feel most at peace with yourself. If it's going, if it's not going, if it's mailing a gift, if it's having lunch with a person before their shower privately to exchange gift, that's what matters, is finding that happy place you can go to be okay with it. And so here's just to show you, I just paid 2 bills today. These are all either bills or receipts. Since my husband and I started trying to do this in November. And prior to that, we were trying naturally for 6 years. So I know it's hard. So if you need to talk to me, please do. I'll give you a hug over the internet. Okay? Good luck.